gentleman that's made some sacrifice, just like what these folks were talking about, of working hard and getting after it. It's the gentleman that I'd like to introduce. So the founder of Kind Lending, Glenn Stearns, is an entrepreneur, a mentor, a podcaster, and a philanthropist. From the underdog to undercover billionaire, Glenn Stearns began with the deck stacked against him, and through grit and determination, he rose to become the industry leader and the mortgage growing one of the biggest mortgage companies in the world, and that's Stearns Lending. So he started in Discovery Channel's reality TV show, Undercover Billionaire, following his 90-day journey to anonymously build a $1 million company equipped with $100 and a pickup truck and a cell phone. The show lit a fire under him to start a new mortgage company, one where company culture and kindness took precedent. And that's where Kind Lending was born. Catch Glenn with his co-host, Mindy Stearns, great lady, on an inspirational and often irreverent podcast, Grit Happens. Glenn has a new book. It's called Integrity, and I checked it out. I'm waiting for a hardcover to come out, but he's a great guy. I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. We had a wonderful dinner the other night, so let's welcome Glenn Stearns.
Hey, David, thanks, man. Appreciate it. How you doing?
Good.
Good to see you.
So we're going to do something a little different today. So we're going to have a seat here.
Where you want me?
Really do this as an interview style. I'm just happy this isn't over Zoom. Who's happy this isn't over Zoom? That it's live, right? Being in person is great. So I'm Delfino. I'm the SVP of TPO production here at Kind. And I have the privilege today to interview you, Glenn, even though I talk to you like 1,000 times a day.
Every day.
Right? So I thought it'd be a good idea to open it up just to let the people in the room know a little bit about your background, how you got started in the mortgage industry. So why don't we start there?
Perfect. At first, though, I'm a little confused. You've got a UWM lanyard. We had Stearns Lending out there sponsoring, I'm walking in this. But no, I'm really, I appreciate being here, y'all. It's an honor. We did have dinner the other night.
Yep.
That was really great to get to meet a lot of the people that really help you guys become successful. I enjoyed that. I started out. Gosh, I grew up in Maryland, so I grew up on the East Coast, and I had a kind of interesting childhood. Family was, we grew up in a home with bars on the windows and all that kind of stuff. And I failed 4th grade, so didn't get off to the greatest start. 8th grade, I had a child. So my daughter is now 43 years old. So I have 2 grandkids. But then, I was the first of my family to go to college, and all back in Maryland. The minute that was over, I said, I want to go west. And I left with a friend, drove across country, and I was pretty lost, didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And I ended up in Corona Del Mar, and we were sleeping I was in Costa Mesa sleeping with 5 guys in 1 bedroom, sleeping on the floor kind of stuff for a week or 2. And I knew somebody, a gal that was living in Corona Del Mar, and she said, come over, sleep in a bed one night. And I did, and I found myself the next day by myself. I went out and walked over by the ocean there up on a cliff with these $1 million homes and these cars and beautiful people. And, I was like, wow, like this is the life. I want this life. Like, how do I get this? This young, starry-eyed guy. And I saw this man in his yard, and he was kind of trimming the rose bushes and stuff. And I thought, I'm just going to go ask him, right? So I walked over to the guy, and I said, what did it take to get this home? I know I can do it. Like, what did it take? And the guy's like, Senor, I'm the gardener. And he said, but I think the man's in real estate, is what he told me. And I was like, wow, I'm going to get into real estate, And so I went back to the flop house, so to speak, and my friend, he said, let's start heading back to Maryland. I said, I think I'm going to stay. And that's kind of the start, I thought, well, I'm going to stay, and I ended up becoming a loan officer. And I did that for almost a year, and then I started Stearns Lending.
Right.
I talk about ignorance is bliss, so,
What led you to start Kind? David kind of hit on that a little bit, but what really drove you to start a company like Kind Lending?
Shoot, you know, I mean, I think back to Stearns and what we accomplished, right? And again, it was built on just a lot of people that all had the same common goal of that I can help you attitude, right? It was about, we were out there really moving and changing the industry and doing things differently. And we had the Snap portal. And it was really easy for everybody, and we had technology down. We did a really, really good job. And what I loved was, you know, that build, because it didn't happen overnight. It took 25 years, right? And so, you know, I really enjoyed, I ran into Matt Ishbia a little while ago, and we were talking about when I was still at the company, we had been number one for a few years, and he was always number two, and it was that positive, I think, what came out of a great rivalry, right? You know, and it was really something that helped really the clients, the agents and the brokers to be able to get better product and better service and whatnot. And when I ran into him, he says, man, I never had such a good time than when we were going head to head and really trying to outdo each other. And so, you know, when I look back on that, because I enjoyed that. You know, I applaud Matt and the team for what they've been able to do is step in and really, you know, give a lot of technology and services. And so when we I went off, you know, I got a little cancer, as you know, and that kind of flipped my switch of going, okay, I better focus on my family for a little while. And so when I sold out to Blackstone, you know, it was nice sitting on a boat for a couple of years and going around the world and stuff. But then I thought, man, what I really loved was getting back in the industry and doing it where you try to make a difference. It's not about making money. I mean, that should always be a byproduct to everybody. It shouldn't be why you do things, I don't think. But I loved what we'd done. So I thought, but this time I want to do it again. And only I want to do it where, you know, our focus is more on people, and it's more on the fact that if you come into an office 8-10 hours a day, or not in an office nowadays, but if you're dedicating your life to doing things outside of your family, then enjoy it, have fun, you know, have something that you can look at and be proud of. And so, you know, we started Kind, and you know, we went at it where we want to kind of be the anti-mortgage banker, right? We don't want to be the guys that are all just, you know, out there doing it the old way. And hopefully it changes a lot of people that are already in this industry, right? And it gets them to be a little more relaxed. It's already a tough enough business, my gosh, right? And so we need to combine efforts with everybody to be able to get, you know, home ownership to where it's going to be easier, faster, less stressful on people, and be able to figure it out. Why can you buy a car in one day, right, and come out with a $150,000 asset, and yet, you know, you can't do that with a car. You end up going through a month of hell, right? So if we can figure that out together and change the industry, you know, I thought that'd be a pretty cool way to do it. And then when I look at things like, you know, getting the new technology, like the Quickie portal that we have, no pun intended, but it is fast and easy. You got that, thank you.
Yeah. What's new for Kind? Where are we going in the horizon for Kind Lending, and why should a company or partner, a broker partner with Kind Lending?
Well, I think just like last time, you know, we have to, again, I came from the street, right? Every single loan mattered. And it mattered not only to the borrower, it mattered to the realtor, it mattered, there were so many people that were getting paid along that transaction. And you need to either tell them real quick, this deal is not a good deal, and not drag it out, right? Or be able to help them, right? And so I think when that mentality had been pushed down And what I had always said to our underwriters is, I want you to say yes 100% of the time.
Yep.
And they would say, Glenn, we would go out of business. I say, no, you're going to say yes, or you're going to find a reason to do it. Meaning, if they have to walk out knowing, I got a yes, they just have to put 50% more down, right? Like, okay,
yes.
they got a
It's still a
yes,
yes.
right? But show them that you went to Fannie Mae or you went to a non-Q and you dug into the detail, because people want to know you fought for that loan.
Right.
They want to know that you really do care about that investment in what everyone down the line is doing. And like I said, and if you can't do it, kill it real easy, or give them an opportunity to go back and go, hey, I got a deal for you.
I got a deal.
50% more, but or whatever, right? And you get what I mean, just, but find a way to show them that you really try hard. If you don't want to do that, you're not probably the right fit for Kind Lending, right? And so we try to, go back to the old school way that we did for 30 years, and it's been growing. And again, I think we'll adapt with doing a lot of, we've got a lot of non-QM investors out there right now. We piled on a bunch, and that's big. And then our government loans, we're sharp on that stuff because we know that's real important right now, and jumbo loans are real important, so we've gone out after all that. So.
Yeah. Glenn, you and I have traveled all over. I was just talking to somebody here about how much we traveled last year, right? And we learned a lot on what's happening in the markets. You're accessible, right? Like, we had a meeting with the top producers for C2 as well, too. They can follow you. You're on Instagram as well, too. But you are accessible to loan officers and brokers. I think that makes you.
Well, I like that the most. I'm not a fan of underwriting and operations and that stuff. It's boring to me. I don't enjoy reading the guidelines.
Right.
I like the sales side. It's been my thing, and I enjoy it. That was what I did, and so I enjoy going out and trying to get involved with other people that like to sell, and so if I can be of service, that's a big part of what I feel like my value add is to the company. Is to go out. We've got great people who know operations. That's their thing. And the company thrives in that area. And so I can focus in other areas that help, hopefully, some other people.
Grow. Yeah, well, great. Well, listen, thank you. I know you're busy. Thank you for joining us today. I hope everybody thought this was value information. We are accessible. Glenn, I know you are accessible, too. You're going to hang out here for a little bit more, too.
I am. But I want to say thank you to everybody that's helped and been a part of our network for years, through Stearns and now through Kind. Again, we absolutely appreciate all the business that you guys have given us, and we take it very serious when you bring us a deal, because we want to help you. And so thank you all very much.
Thank you, guys.